What's up, doodlers? Welcome back to another doodling tutorial. Today we're going to be doing some awesome flowers. Now if you're new to digitizing and you want to check out the program yourself, make sure to click the link in the description, as well as watch the amazing walkthrough by John Deere teaching you all about the program basics. Let's open up the image. I'm going to click this button down here and I have my design. This is one that I photoshopped a little bit ago and I really like it because one of my goals with this design is to take one side of the design and find a way to mirror it on the other side. See, you don't always have to really digitize everything because once you have that shape, you can almost just turn it around. So the first thing that I want to do is resize this design. And we have a couple options. I can either go to settings and I can go on hoops and select the appropriate hoop for this design. Now I'm thinking maybe 170 millimeters because that's around 7 inches. So I'm going to select that one, enable the hoop. Oh, I guess I selected the opposite. So I'm going to select a 170 instead. 170 by 100, that's pretty good. Awesome. So I'm going to turn on the hoop and now I'm going to select my image and let's size it down, something like that. And then what we can even do is we can turn down the opacity of this image. I like that. That's pretty good. Take out the hoop and let's just make sure with the ruler to see from the ends. That's about 6.63 inches. That's perfect to me. Let's get started. So with this design, we have a couple colors. We have the green here, as well as that one down there. We have the light pink, as well as the red, and we have the yellow, black, those different shades. Now, as you guys know, I love connecting everything manually, so I'm gonna be taking care of that on this design. Let's start out by creating this simple shape over here, shall we? And I'm going to disable this, the auto tie in and out. That's because on the last tutorial, I noticed that whenever I'm switching between a run stitch, so a run stitch right here, and a steal, it was doing the auto tie in and out. And although it doesn't necessarily hurt the design 100%, I still rather tell the program when I want to tie it off. We're gonna try our best to connect all of this. Let's take care of that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start a super quick little shape right there. That's just to hide the tie in. So I'm gonna select the color. I think 39 looks pretty good. Or yeah, let's stick to 39. 39 looks good, or 42, just so it's easier for you guys to see. And we're gonna try and connect all of this so it doesn't trim at all. All right. So I'm gonna go this way, and I'm going to create this shape first. So I'm gonna go to the fill tool. Again, I'm going to create a cool shape like this. We're gonna change the angles in a bit. And what I wanna do is I'm going to select this, start and stop. You see what I did? So the start is right here. I can even zoom in a little bit more. If I select this where I can change the nodes, I have the start here because that single stitch went all the way down here. So I want the fill that I just created to start here, stop there, so that I can switch back to my run tool and go all the way to the end onto the next leaf. Again, I will switch to the fill tool. I will create the next leaf like so. Awesome. And I'm going to change its angle. So I want it to look something like that. Same thing with this one. I'll change it a little bit, just like that. And again, because the start and stop are there, I'm trying to connect everything perfectly. So I'm gonna go and put the stop there. We can continue on to the next one. Again, switch to fill, create that next leaf. Awesome. Change its angle and change the start and the stop. Awesome. And again, run all the way to the end. Perfect. And I'm going to use fill again. I'm using fill because it's easier to create these custom shapes. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is change its angle, and I'm going to select start up here and stop down here. Awesome. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to select the steel tool, and under steel, what do I have? 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. I think 2 millimeters might be pretty good. Let's find out. It might be a little too much. Yeah, so let's do 1 millimeter instead. All right, and I'm just gonna do my best. Might take me a couple of tries, and if anything, I'm gonna switch to 1/3 ratio just to make it easier for me to follow that line. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select each fill, go under the properties, and I'm gonna switch the fill pattern to a satin. I think that's gonna look much nicer than the tatami that it currently has. Maybe I'll even put this shape into 1.5. Just to make it a little bit thicker. And what we can do is we can adjust these nodes to just make it look nicer. I'm gonna smooth it out, click apply under the properties, smooth all of it out. Perfect, that's very nice. Smooth out. Now we can go over here. I'm gonna go 1/6, connect this part right here, and we'll do the same thing. We're gonna do a fill, create that last piece. Awesome. Change its angle a little bit. We're going to select it, properties. We're going to fill satin. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the start and the stop. I believe that's how we had it set, but we have one more setting, and because we turned off the auto tie in and off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under commands, tie off. I'm going to switch it to basic, and end command, I'm going to switch it to jump or trim. I'm going to switch to trim. There you go. Let's go 1-to-1 and see what that looks like. Awesome. We created a full shape without needing to jump or trim. Gonna go 1/3 or 1/6, and let's create this next shape right here. We're gonna do exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to grab my run tool. Because I don't have the auto tie in or off, I'm just creating that extra stitch just to be careful. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run this way, and let's see if we can start creating one of these first. Again, go all the way to the end. I'm going to switch to a fill, and I'm going to create this fill. What we can even do, if we want to be nicer about it, we can even create a circle, and I'll just create it and turn it into a circle. Change its angle. I'm going to start and stop, and now I'm going to switch to a steel, and whoop, steel, not a circle though. I want to do a free line and bring it all the way back. I'm just gonna fix this part right here, make it look nice, make it smooth. Perfect, that's it. Now let's move on to the next one. Switch to run, go all the way to the end. I'm going to collect my fill, and we were doing a circle to keep them nice. So let's do a circle, change its angle, and we're gonna do a start, which is right there, as stop. Perfect. And let's do a, what was it? We're gonna do a steel. Bring it all the way down. Perfect. Wow, that one was really nice. Okay, now we're gonna do again a run and go all the way up there. Perfect. And again, another fill with a circle. Perfect. Start, stop, and we're gonna do a steel. Now with the steel, can I do one solid line? Let's find out, because my hand is extra shaky today. Almost. It was almost good, but that's okay, because now what we do is we go under properties, we select this node, and we smooth it out. Smooth it out, and smooth it out. That's it. Took a couple seconds, and it looks really nice. Now, I'm going to switch back to my run. Bring it all the way up here. Actually, you know what? Let's do this a little bit different. Bring it down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my steel. Create the shape right here. Awesome. I'm just going to make sure I smooth it out again. Properties, apply the smooth, make it look very nice. This one, make it look nice too, and smooth it out. Awesome. And now we can switch to the fill. So fill, circle, create this awesome circle, change its angle, something like that, and we're gonna do the start and the stop. We'll do the stop there too. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is go under the settings or properties again, tie off, basic, and command trim. Perfect. But we still have one more thing, and I'm gonna change the pattern to a satin. Yeah, make it look pretty. I love the way that looks. 1 to 1. There you go. We got the second part done. All right, now let's take care of the third green. So let's go up on this area. And what we're gonna do for this one is we're gonna add a little cool effect. So I'm gonna go under brush. Again, I'm just gonna start my run somewhere here. Switch it to free draw. So I'm just gonna create a basic tie and stitch right here, a little back and forth. And where should we start? We'll start on this one and then we'll return again. So let's bring this all the way up here. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a fill. But what I'm gonna do is almost turn it into 2 different flowers. So you see I just created that one right there. I'm going to turn its angle like that. And the start and the stop is currently start, stop, which is perfect because now what I want to do is go almost a little bit on top of it. I'm going to overlap over this one ever so slightly and create that second leaf. And then we can do the start and the stop. So that's what we're going to do for this texture. Let's go up to the next one. Again, switch to my fill tool, create this side first, start and stop, perfect. And let's create the other one on top. Awesome. So for this, let's just change a couple of the angles, make it look nice. You know, and with the beautiful thing about threads is that when you change its angles, it'll look different, it'll reflect differently in light, which is why you can create these awesome effects, even with just one color. It is the beautiful thing about real thread art. Create that part right there and create this next one like that. Awesome. Again, I'm gonna change the angle, something like this. That looks cool. And again, for this one, start and stop. Cool. Let's go to the next one. You guys can see it's just creating patterns. We've been doing the same thing. We've been connecting properly, non-stop. And I'm just going to ensure that I don't create a super sharp edge on that side. So I'm going to try to end it something like that. Looks awesome. And let's just redo that one more time. Make it look nice. There we go. That looks cool. Change its angles, because I think it's going to look so nice when it's embroidered. Start of here and stop over there. Perfect. Let's do the next one. Go all the way to the top. I think I like that I'm doing the top part first because it almost makes it like if it was in the background. So let me just redo that again. I'm going to try to not make the sharp edge like I said. So let's kind of make it a little bit softer. Awesome. Let's make the next one. We can even go 1/6. And let me create this part. And leaf number 2. I'm just going to fix this part right here a little bit. And I can, again, properties, apply smooth. Perfect. The angle changed a little bit. So I'm going to put it like that. And start and stop. Perfect. Let's do the last one. All the way up, up, up. Awesome. And create the sleeve. 1 and 2. There we go. Cool. 1 and 2. And start and stop. Now let's switch to a steel tool and return all the way back. And we're going to do the last one. So again, run, stitch, go all the way up. And what we're going to do is do a fill, overlap that so slightly, start and stop. Cool. 1 and 2. Awesome. Let's do the last thing. So we're going to go under properties. We're going to do a tie off, a basic one. And you know what? To hide that tie off, I am going to put the start here, but I'm going to end it right there just to hide that tie off. Under the end command, we're going to click on trim. Now for this design, because we split the leaves in half, if we really wanted to, we can switch the fill pattern to a satin pattern. Satin, I think it's going to pop out so nice. So satin for all of these leaves. What do you guys think? Do you prefer satin or do you like tatami more? Let me know down in the comments. There you go, 1, 2, 1. Whoa, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So now we have all of the green done, and you can see that it's trimming where we want it to do. That is perfect. So let's take care of the red. And although there is a little bit more green here, I just thought it might look nicer if I turn that into red as well. So before I do the red, what I'm going to do is create all of these tiny little details that are here. So all these white spots as well as the yellow. And to not mess up anything else, what I'm going to do is go under the sequence view and I'm going to lock this green. That way we can't modify it anymore and potentially mess our design up. So if you guys are not working with layers, just remember to lock them so you don't move them by accident. For this part right here, I am going to enable the auto tie in and tie off. And the reason is because these shapes are all spread out. So I almost want to allow the machine to jump or trim for the first time ever. So again, let's go 1/6 and let's select. First, let's start out by doing a yellow. So I'm going to select the yellow color. I think 16 is pretty good. It's almost like a gold. And what we're gonna do is create the shape. So I'm just gonna create a big circle. I think even honestly just sticking to one big circle is good enough for me. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the fill pattern to a satin. And now what we can do is we can switch to the white. And now that I've selected the free draw, I'm going to create these shapes right here. Let's just create a couple of them. Very simple stuff. We can even get them to connect. Let's turn this one at the back here. Let's do this one here, this right here. And you got to remember that these shapes right here are going to be going on top. So we're going to be changing the sequence in just a bit, something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them. I'm going to go under properties and I'm going to select the end command. I wanted to trim. That's because I want each one of them to trim individually, and this one again I wanted to trim as well. So end command trim. Not sure why it's showing that string since we're even changing colors. Let's change the angles of everything like that. That one's good. This one like this. This one like this. Like this. Awesome. Like that and like that. And what I'm gonna do is select all of the whites and change the fill pattern to a satin. Let's do 1/1, see what that looks like. If you see that there are so many scissors, all you have to do is take out the commands. So when you click the 3 buttons, you'll see the view commands. That's enabled so you see every single cut and trim. Let's go 1/6. And at this point, what I'm gonna do is separate 2 things. Now we're gonna do the pink. And although these look a little more red, I'm still going to leave them as pink. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, again, doing the angles on stitches, these are going to look a different color than the angle on this one. So depending on the light and how you look at it, this will either look darker or lighter. And I think that's what I want to do. It also saves us having to trim and switch colors. So let's select a nice little pink. I think that one's pretty good. Let's select the run stitch. I'm just gonna turn off the auto tie in or off. We can start around here, just create a basic one. And I'm going to switch to this side. So we're gonna be doing exactly what we've been doing this whole time. So create a fill. I'm gonna try to bring it all the way down there. We're gonna change its angle, so something like that. And we're gonna do a start, which was up there, a stop down here, and switch back to the run. Let's go to the next one. Make sure I do that line properly. Bring it all the way here. Again, switch to a fill. Looks nice. Start. Stop. Perfect. Let's do the next one. Bring it all the way up here. Fill. We're going to do the start and stop in a bit, but just got to make the shape first, of course. Change its angle. Perfect. And start, bring it all the way up there, stop, and we're gonna do the last one, go all the way up here. And for this one, it looks so nice, so we're just gonna switch to a circle, but we're gonna do a fill circle. So nice. And for this one, we're gonna change its angle, something like that, and we're gonna do a start and a stop. Perfect. Now let's switch to a steel, and let's do a free hand. Oh, we do have one more. Okay. I feel like I should have started there then. I totally forgot to just do this one right away. So now I'm in a little bit of a cahoots. But I'm going to show you a trick on how I can fix that. So I'm still going to do the steel, go all the way here. I'll fix that in a second. I'm just going to move this, go under properties, smooth, apply smooth for everything, apply the smoothness. Yup. And let's smooth that one out. Okay, so I'm gonna set it to end there. That's okay. Then I'm gonna grab my stitch, bring it all the way up here. Gonna grab my fill and fill this one shape out. Cool. Then we're gonna change the start and the stop. And now we can go back to the steel and finish this area right here. That's it. Now, although I wouldn't recommend you guys doing that, if you guys end up making a mistake, that's always a possibility on how to fix, something like that. So there you go. Everything's connecting. And the last thing that we're going to do is just go to properties, and I'm going to switch these things to satin. Yeah, we're going to make this whole design satin today. All right. Now that we've done that, what we can do is take care of the rest. So let's do that really quickly. I'm going to now select my fill tool, but before I do that, let's switch back to a run. Let's go all the way to the end over here, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do a fill, overlap under that red ever so slightly. Let's go start, stop, and let's go connect to the next one, bring it all the way up there. We can do another fill, go underneath the red just ever so slightly. Again, start, stop, connect to the next one. Let's do the same thing, fill, start, stop, cool. And we're gonna do this part over here. That's why we did the overlap, because now it's gonna look so cool. Let's change its angle, and let's do the start and the stop. And we have one more all the way back here. So I'm just connecting that one, and I'm gonna go to fill. Perfect. Awesome. And again, change its angle and start and stop. Perfect. Now, can we turn these into satin too? We probably can, but I'm gonna try to avoid these going in the same angle as the white that is going to be on top. But you know what? I'm also really curious to see how the whites would look when they're on the same angle. So I might just even leave it like that and see how they come out. Let's again switch these to fill, satin. This is just going to be a satin design today. And I almost feel like I'm taking this time to test this design out. I'm so excited to see the results of this style. So 1-to-1. And again, it does look a little bit messy now because you can't really tell 100% what's happening. But what we're going to do is now we're going to grab the yellow. We're going to bring it all the way to the bottom. We're going to grab the white as well. And we're going to bring it all the way down to the bottom. So now the pink is underneath the white. You can see the white should be now on top. And we're going to do that one more time, but that's after we create the red. So let's take care of the red now. This part right here, it was supposed to be pink. I'm just gonna switch it to red. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a stitch. So let's just create a quick little line. Whoops, one more thing is let me change the color. Let's do some red. Let's create a stitch right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the steel and bring it here. And let's do the next one. And let's just bring the steel, where is it? Right there. There. Now for this, honestly, it's going to be pretty simple because all we're going to do is we're going to bring it to the center, to the bottom, and I'm going to use the fill tool to create a lot of these petals. We can even do a start and stop, but let's just keep it all clean. So start, stop, start, stop. We're gonna start it here. We can stop it right there. Perfect. And I'm gonna start changing its angles before I forget. Let's do the next one. Awesome. Start and stop. Change its angle. Start right there. Stop there. Next one. Create that design right there. Awesome. We're going to change its angle and just a quick start right there and a stop right there. Let's go ahead and overlap that ever so slightly. Like that is awesome. Change its angle. Start, stop. Perfect. Create it and put it right under that yellow. Change its angle and start and stop. Awesome. This one is at the back, but that's okay. I want to kind of put it at the forefront. Yeah, I'm trying to overlap a little bit more. Cool. Change its angle. Something like that is perfect. Start and stop. Start and stop. I know I sound like a broken record, guys, but it's really good if you guys practice doing this as well. So start and stop. And let's do the next one. We're almost done, which is awesome. I think we have about 2 more. Oh, this one I'm going to do again. I'm going to make sure that I overlap under that steel that I made. Cool. And we're going to do a nice start and stop. And we got the last one. Awesome. Start and stop. For this one, I am going to do the tie off. I'm going to do the basic one and command. We're just going to do a trim. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to select each one of them. We're going to do a fill pattern as a satin. Yay, satin everything. Going to go through all of them. So select this one, satin. Almost done with all the satins. There we go. All right. Now, one more thing is we're going to grab these. What we're going to do is we're going to grab the white, bring it down, and then we're going to grab the yellow, and we're going to bring it down. Yeah, like that. Now let's do 1-to-1, and that's what the design looks like so far. I really like it. I think it's really cute so far. Now we have the whole left side done, which is awesome because now we can mirror it onto the other side. Remember that we had the lime green locked, so what we're gonna do is just make sure that we press unlock so that we can modify it now. Next, what we're gonna do is highlight everything that we've created so far, and we're going to click copy. So on the left, you click copy, and you click paste to duplicate it. It's gonna take a second, and if you go under the sequence view, now you can see that it's created a second copy of everything we just did. I'm going to remove the 3D. Now currently the Design Doodler has a mirroring option where if you flip it, you can flip the design horizontally. But as I was testing this, I found that there were some issues that were happening when I was flipping it horizontally. So I'm just gonna move this here. And when I enable the 3D tool, you will see that some of these shapes have now been a little bit messed up, meaning some of the angles were changed. And I mean, although it's a pretty easy fix for you to go back and forth, you can just go here and set up these changes all over again. I found a different solution to this issue that we're currently having. So I'm gonna go 1-to-1. I'm going to grab everything on this side. I'm going to delete that copy that I made by clicking X, and I'm going to paste that copy that I had previously done. So you'll see that again, I have the new copy done. I'm going to disable the 3D so it's easier to move around. And what I'm gonna do is instead of flipping horizontally, I'm going to grab this edge and I'm going to mirror it. So about something like that. Then I'm going to move it to its place and just do my best to accurately put it back in its place. Something like that is great. Now this is definitely a glitch that I experienced with the program, and I'm hoping that in the next version all of that gets fixed. That way we can just flip it horizontally without the need to manually having to mirror it and potentially miscalculate even by a little bit the width that we had set on the other side. So this was the fix that I was able to achieve, and you can see that the angles now remain the same. Now, one of the last things that we just have to watch out for, which seems to have gotten reset, is some of the start and stops, which is fine because this is super simple. You can just set the start and stop again, start and stop, and that's fine. That is now done. We can go around. I think everything else is fine. Maybe this one right here, we'll do the start, we'll do the stop. This one is start, we'll do the stop. That's it, fixed really fast, start and stop. And what else? Maybe this one right here, start and stop. Perfect. That's about it. Everything else seems to be perfect, so it was a much better fix. It took way less time than having to do all of the angles when I mirrored it. Really happy with this so far, and it means that we have one more thing to do, and that is the main flower. I am so excited to do this one. Let's do 1/3. And how can we go about this one? Well, first of all, I would probably want to create the black outline. For this part, we're gonna use the help of the program, and instead of us having to manually connect everything, I'm just going to create all of these shapes together. I'm gonna create it like this, one right there, another one right there, and you'll see that it's probably gonna start trimming and cutting and jumping all over the place, but we'll take care of that in a second. So I'll just be creating all of these, make sure I make it look clean. Let's do this one right here. Yup, let's do that one. Let's do this one. Let's do this little line right here. This other one. Let's do this one. And let's do that one. Now, that looks really bad. This is definitely something I wouldn't want to do. But what I can do is grab the black color and I'm going to click on branching. Now, when I branch this design, and it automatically branches, the software is going to take care of creating a sequence that is going to best fit this design. So I'm just going to create the commands. It's going to trim a couple of them, but what I'm going to do is select the settings, and under the settings, the tie off basic, tie in basic, and end command, I'm just going to set it to trim. Awesome. That's it. It is going to cut a couple of them, but that's fine. I have no problem with that. Let's create the next color, which is going to be that one right there. Should I set it to pink? I feel like at this point, I almost want to stick to the same kind of colors. I'll select that gold instead of the pink. I'm going to switch to a fill. I'm going to select a circle, and I'm going to create that circle like that. Awesome. Now for that circle, I am going to go under my properties and I'm going to select the start, the tie in of tie in basic, and the fill pattern to satin. I should probably just enable the tie and tie off automatically at this point, huh? And now that we've created those areas, let's now take care of the petals. Let's select a light yellow. We're gonna start with a light yellow. We're gonna take the run. And I am going to disable the tie and tie off. I am going to create a tie and tie off myself right here really quickly. And let's create a fill for this petal right here. We're going to do exactly the same thing we've been doing previously. So start and stop. Let's connect to the next one. I mean, these are two, so I think I might do two. I think that would look really cool. Maybe we'll stay to one. Now I feel like I'm gonna want to test both of them. Start and stop. That's there. Perfect. We'll do the stop right there. We'll go to the next one right here. We'll do the start. Awesome. Change its angle. Start and stop. And let's do the last one. Start and stop. And what I'll do is for this one, settings, tie off, basic. Again, we're going to do satin, satin, satin everything for today, and satin. Awesome. This one, we'll move it a little bit up just like that. All right, we have that color done. So the last thing we have to do is the other gold one. So for that, I'm going to select a different yellow. I think 16 will do the job. And let's do the same thing. So we don't have the auto tie in or off. So I'm just going to create a quick one myself like that. And let's do the fill. Overlap all of these shapes ever so slightly so it looks awesome. Cool. Start and stop because I wanted to stop right here. Let's go to the next one. This we can actually split in half. I think that'd be a cooler idea. Let's split it in half. So that way I can test out both of my experiments. There we go. Oh, let's test this out. Awesome. And let's do the other one. There we go. Cool. Now just change its angles like that. We'll do the start and stop and start and stop. Cool. This one is a single one. I know you probably want to be a double, but too bad. We're making you a single one. Guys, let me know down in the comments if you guys are tired of me saying start and stop. I just feel like it's so much easier to understand when I do it mentally, because then I know where I am as I'm digitizing. Do you guys ever do that as well? Let me know in the comments. Put it here. Put this other shape here. Let's grab the next one and go here. Awesome. Let's change its angle, and I want that to start and stop there. Oh boy, I said it again, didn't I? And we have the last shape. Yes, create that right there. That's fine, you can stop there. I have absolutely no problem with you doing that. And what we're gonna do is tie off command. We're gonna do a basic, and again, under fill patterns, satin. Yes, all of it is satin. Awesome. Cool. One of the last things that I want to make sure that I do properly is now change its layers. So the sequence, we want this yellow to be on the back. Then we want this one to be all the way at the top, which means that we have to bring the black up, right? And then we can bring this circle, which is this one right here, I believe. This circle right here, I'm going to bring it up. Perfect. And I think that's pretty good. Awesome. I think that's it. Oh, we got one more. That would have been pretty sad, wouldn't it? If I had messed up and forgot that last fill. Yes, we did not mess up though. We figured it all out. And now we have a finished design. So why don't we do a one-to-one? Why don't we go to settings and take out the commands? And what we'll do is for the black, it seems like it's a little too solid. So what I'm going to do is go under the settings, layers, black, and stitch width, set density. I'm going to put that at 7. I'll even change the angle a little bit so it looks even cooler, have a really nice angle, and take out the image and one-to-one. And that's the design, guys. What do you think so far of this digitizing? Well, I guess we're gonna find out when we embroider it. So enjoy this embroidery time lapse, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. And this is the end result of the doodle that we created together. I absolutely love the way it came out. I think the satin finish looks so stunning. It's interesting because during the whole digitizing process, I was thinking to myself, do we need some underlays? And of course, it totally could have some zigzag underlays. But despite that, it still looks really nice, really neat. I ended up making a last minute change, and that is that I removed the black. I switched it to light gray just because I thought I wanted to keep a little bit of the pastel colors, and I thought that black would just look a little too contrasty for this design. Now, one of the things that I did miss is that I did not realize on the program that the start and stop was a little bit messed up on these ends. So if you guys are flipping designs horizontally and you're duplicating them, just ensure that you view the whole design stitched out on the Design Doodler so you can go ahead and fix those mistakes. And I love that it's just this area concentrated, which would take me no longer than a minute to fix. Always do a test before you put it on the final fabric. I just thought, you know what, let's put it on the tote canvas. So check it out, this is the final result. Super happy with it, but I want to know what you guys think. So comment down below what you guys think of this design. Should we create more stuff like this? Let me know. If you guys want to check out the Design Doodler, make sure to click the link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all your support, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.